Hi everyone! How are you? I hope you're doing mighty well. I'm back with a bang and a tan, might I add, after being away last week. If you've been following me, you know I was in Gozo for a couple of days with my husband, and then when we came back, I thought I'd be a little bit too busy to cope with getting back on track, spending time with the kids since we were away alone. So I thought I wouldn't do last week's live, but boy did I miss you, and I'm so happy to be back. So I did manage to switch off quite well last week, actually the weekend before when we were in Gozo, and something happened while we were in Gozo. So on the Friday, I think it was, when it was our anniversary, unknown to me, my blog went down. So I got lots of emails from you mamas telling me that you couldn't access my blog post. And thank goodness I took my laptop, but I kept it closed all the time because I thought this is the time that I get to spend with my husband, and it's just us two. Because had I opened it up or had I checked my emails and realized that my blog was down, oh goodness, well, you can imagine I obviously would have had to work, because there was no way I was going to leave my blog inactive and not working for the rest of the weekend. So it was a blessing in disguise. But I know that a lot of you might have tried to access the blog post through my weekly email, and you might have not managed because it wasn't working. So if you want to read last week's blog post, which was basically all about simple ways to eat healthy when you're a busy bee, and that's all of us, you can go to www.themamamanual.com/latest. That's www.themamamanual.com/latest. So the topic for today is relative to the topic for the blog post. It's also about eating healthily, but it's how to do it on the go. It's just slightly more challenging, but not as much if you can use my handy tips that I'm going to share with you pretty soon. Now, if you don't know who I am, my name is Nakita. I run the Mama Manual blog and social media pages, and my mission is to help busy moms take control of their time and empower themselves so that they can live a life that they truly love. And don't forget about that self-care, because it's so, so important. Now, for those of you that are watching, whether you're watching live with me right now or whether you're watching the recording, I would like to know, what do you do when you go out of the house? Do you pack any snacks? Do you pack lunches? Do you just throw something in your bag hurriedly? Or don't you take anything at all out with you? Leave your comments down here. Let's share, let's chat, let's come up with some ideas. I will tell you what I do. Now, if you follow my stories, you've seen my pretty orange and colorful cooler, so you know that I pack stuff with me. And I think I've been doing this ever since I've had the kids, because, you know, once you have kids, you become much more practical and you start trying to be prepared for anything and everything that will come your way. So when I had my children and I started getting used to carrying a bag or two around, I decided to start packing some healthy snacks for us, because I realized that I hated being caught outside, hungry and not knowing what to eat and having to stop in the first place and buy the first thing that I find because I was too hungry to continue doing errands or whatever was on for the day. So let's see if we have any answers to my question, and I'll just say hello to some of you who are here as well. So, hi Leanne, hello Ilaria, hi Charlotte, hi Donna, hi Terry, and Terry says, hey Nakita, managed to catch you live again. Yes Terry, I'm excited to see you here, welcome back. And Donna says, hi from Greece Beauty. Hi guys, I hope you're enjoying your mini honeymoon. Charmaine says, I pack stuff for the little one, but not for ourselves. I should start doing that actually. I must say, it's a brilliant idea. We're all happy snackers when we go out on our errands. Hi Stephanie. Hi Sarah, and Sarah says, hello Nakita. Yes, I do carry a 101 things for my daughter, but not for me. Okay, so maybe you should make it 50 for your daughter and even 30 for yourself. So, you know, balance, mama. Ruth says, hi Nakita. And Susan says, hiya. So, hi Susan and Ruth. Okay, I'm going to continue. And just in case you've just joined us, I asked if you're packing snacks to take with you when you're running errands or you're out of the house. So I'd love to see some more comments. And in the meantime as well, if you've just come on here, I should go back a step as well and I should explain the topic. Now, the topic for today is how to eat healthy when you're out and about on the go. Now, we all know it's slightly more challenging when you're out of the house, but not that much, especially when you follow this live and you get all of my tips. So stay on there until the end. Now as well, if you've missed last week's blog post because I had some technical issues and my blog was down for a couple of days, you can access the latest blog post, which was called, and it was relative to this live as well, How to Eat Healthily When You're a Busy Bee. And you can read that on www.themamamanual.com/latest. I'll repeat that quickly. It's www.themamamanual.com/latest. Now, quick one, if you don't know who I am, my name is Nakita and I run the Mama Manual blog and social media pages, and I love empowering moms to take control of their time so that they can live the life that they truly love. Shall we start? Alrighty, let's get going. So point number one is, and you probably know what I'm going to say because it is my number one tip for anything that I share is plan ahead. So usually, unless it's a last minute errand, you know, at least a day in advance that you are going to go out of the house to get some errands done. And this is when you should look at your calendar, see what you have planned and try to plan some snacks for when you're going out. This will help avoid any last-minute stops, resorting to unhealthy stuff, and it will help keep the whole family happy as well. So, if you need a really useful snack list, I have one on my blog, and there's 3 sections. There's different types of snacks, there are the grab-and-go snacks, and then there are a couple of snacks which take just a couple of minutes to prepare. And I find this extremely useful because it's a resource I use myself all the time. So I'm going to give you another handy link today. It's www.themamamanual.com/snacklist. One word. That's www.themamamanual.com/snacklist. So if you access this page, you will find a long list of very simple snacks. And the first section is the one that you should be looking at right now for the purpose of this live. And these are my grab and go snacks. Now, these are literally snacks which you can just grab and leave out of the door. So whether you've made a plan for your errands or something has come up last minute, these snacks are super simple to take and just carry around with you. So I suggest you have a look at those. I'm sure you will find them so helpful. Now, another tip that I have for you is to shop wisely. Now, you know how it is. We're at the supermarket or we're shopping online. This tip makes more sense for when we are in a physical supermarket, and I'll explain why. Now, you know how many snacks we can find at hand which claim that they are healthy? But if you read the nutritional label, a lot of these snacks have lots of sugar, for example. So it's important that we not only grab the first interesting snack that we see on the shelf, but we have a quick look at the label to see what is actually inside the snack that we are consuming. Now, of course, if you're shopping online, access to labels is not that easy. It's not as easy as when you're shopping in the supermarket. So once you find your favorite snacks, just maybe make a list of them somewhere so that when you're shopping online, it's easy to get them because you know already what the snack contains. So you're safe. So you just add it to the cart and check out. Next tip, one that I use myself, get yourself a cooler. Now, in this heat, a cooler is non-negotiable because even with foods that don't actually need to have an ice pack of sorts, it's so hot that everything needs to be packed inside the cooler. Now, of course, together with the cooler, you need some ice packs. And when you're going for ice packs, I do suggest going for larger sized ones as well as the small ones, which are very handy for winter and also very handy when your cooler is filled to the brim and you need to just pack a few ice packs here and there. So I find those really handy too. Now, the cooler doesn't just help because it keeps the food cool, but it also helps, I'll say this for myself at least, because mentally, once I have an actual cooler, which I know should contain snacks and food to go out with us, in my brain, that signals to me like you need to fill that cooler. So imagine just having a cooler and putting one small item in. It just doesn't feel right. So the actual act of having the cooler and starting to fill it helps me to fill it up with healthy snacks. And also, it avoids putting snacks into your bag and you end up lugging a heavy handbag. It's not exactly the most comfortable thing to do in the world. And of course, some of your snacks might get squashed or broken if you're carrying things like crackers or stuff like that. So it's not exactly handy to carry stuff inside your bag. But a cooler works perfectly. I'll just see if we have any more questions over here. Let's just see who's watching as well. Hi, Ruth. And Ruth says, always for my kid, but not for me. So it seems to be quite common that a lot of you actually carry snacks for the kids, but not for you. And I'm curious now about this. Don't you get hungry yourself? And what do? Do you stop and buy snacks? Do you just stay hungry until you get home? Because I'm the type of person that if I don't eat, oh boy, I get hungry. So I'm not a pretty person when I tend to get hungry. So I'm forever snacking. And Jessica says, yes, I take stuff with me for my 2-year-old. Fruit smoothies, soup or some pasta, and a thermos and water, obviously. For me, usually it's just water and the cereal bar. Well, Jessica, that's a start. At least there's something for yourself. And as I said about shopping in the supermarket, just be careful what's inside those cereal bars. Because you'll find that most of them have very high sugar content and very little nutrients. But there are the healthier varieties, which you can find as well. Hi to Maureen, Janice. And Terry says, I use the lunchbox for my daughter and fill it with fruit and sandwiches, etc. I love it because it doesn't take up much room in my bag. For me, it's usually water and the cereal bar. Terry, as I mentioned to someone else already, that's a start. At least you're carrying something with you. And yeah, the Yumbox is actually fantastic because Nina also uses 2 of them. She has a larger one, the smaller one for school. And they're pretty amazing for carrying around stuff because everything is just contained in one little box. So perfect. Hi, Alexia. And Danny is asking about the Yumbox. So Terry, maybe you can post a link for Annie. I'll do it myself if you don't manage. Hi, Claudine. And Terry is trying to paste a photo, but it's not letting me Google Yumbox lunchbox. You'll find it. And if you don't, Annie, I'll be more than glad to help. Hi, Dana. And Annie says, yeah, and you avoid squashing the snacks, which is exactly what I said. Fully agree with you. I have a habit of doing that. I need a cooler. Yes, you do. It's very helpful. So, hi, Naomi. And then Annabelle says hello. And Sarah suggesting where to find the Yumbox. And hello to Tony. And you're very welcome, Annie. And hello to Evichka. Let's continue. So, another tip for you is to prepare little snacks at home. There are plenty of snacks which you can prepare, which take up literally minutes. Now, you can find a lot of them in my snack list resource, which I mentioned. And if you've just joined now, you can find my snack list over here. That's www.themamamanual.com/snacklist. I will even link it in the comments afterwards, just in case you haven't managed to get that, because I know that a lot of you are watching while you're doing the cooking, while you're taking your kids to art class, and several other activities. And whilst I'm actually mentioning this, I want to know, what are you doing right now? So are you just watching? Or are you listening? And are you home? Are you out? What are you up to? I want to know, moms. I want to see how you're multitasking at the moment. So I was mentioning that you should find some time to prepare some quick snacks. So a few of them are fruit is the easiest. You just need to wash in most cases. And I love bananas for one, because literally you just peel it and throw away the skin and consume. You don't even need to wash it. So that's one of our favorite fruits to eat. Nuts are very simple. Today you can buy even small packets of nuts, or else you can buy the bigger ones and put them into little Ziploc bags and carry them around. And also like a trail mix, which is very easy to make. You just mix like granola, dried fruit and nuts and carry it around with you. Another super easy snack as well. And another easy snack which I love to prepare, and it's also freezer safe, and you can eat it hot or cold, is my 5-minute oat and banana cookies. So listen to this, just 2 ingredients. That's 1 banana, ripe banana might I add. They're much better when the banana is ripe. And 1 cup oats. So all you need to do is mash the banana and the oats in a bowl and just shape them into little cookies. Put them on a baking sheet, throw them in the oven for 10 minutes, and that's it. You can eat them hot, or else you can leave them cool down, and you can freeze or you can refrigerate for 3 days. They are terrific hot or cold, so they make the most amazing snack when you're out and about as well. Now you can even add some interesting additions. You can add nuts, chocolate chips, possibly dark, so they're healthier. You can add coconut flakes, vanilla essence, well, anything you can think of. But they're so easy to make, and they're also lovely to make with the kids. And they can add in their favorite toppings. Yes, I remembered, like goji berries go down very well with them as well, and raisins and chia seeds. So there's lots of things that you can add to them, and they are a firm family favorite. Now, my next tip: you should be stocked with a couple of items. Now, you need some containers, possibly, because if you're packing things like fruit, for example, and you're not using the unbox, because yes, that is a handy little tool which I didn't mention, which I didn't plan on mentioning, so thank you for reminding me. But let's say you have, for example, grapes. You can't really carry grapes in a bag, and you need to think about carrying grapes in a container. Now, we all have the standard plastic containers, but what I'm loving lately, I've been using these for a year or so, are these silicone containers. Now, the great thing about these is that once you're done with the container, it's very simple to close them so they're not taking up a lot of space in your cooler. So see how compact it becomes? And I don't know about you, but when I'm going through my snacks and when I'm eating stuff, I hate having these bulky containers inside my cooler. So I do one of 2 things. Sometimes I'll just close the container if I have one of these. And also what I like to do is I like to throw in a spare bag, a small bag inside of the cooler, and the zip in the front usually. Just take out the stuff which we're ready from and just throw them in the other bag. Just saves me some time, scrambling, trying to look for stuff. Nina likes to look inside the cooler as well, so it's not exactly the most sweet thing to have her opening up the cooler and throwing all the stuff out of the bag onto the seats. Yes, if you have 4-year-olds, you know exactly what I mean. So more things which can help you to snack outside of the home. Ziploc bags are pretty amazing as well. I guess amazing is the word of the day today. Oh well. Ziploc bags, you can use them for nuts, as I mentioned before. And let's see what else I use Ziploc bags for. Yes, I cut up, for example, like fresh veggies, raw veggies like green peppers, cereal sometimes as well, like some bran flakes inside of it. Of course, you need to make sure that when you pack your cooler, they're stacked at the top, because obviously they're more prone to breaking and squashing, since the bag, of course, doesn't look anything like this at all. And very handy as well, banana cases. They do tend up to take a bit of space. And even though, so I think I actually use them more when I'm going out, let's say for 30 minutes, and I just want to take a banana with me, so I don't want a cooler. So I'll take the banana case, put a banana into the banana case, and plop it into my handbag. Now, if it's just me going out and I'm packing snacks for myself, yes, that's fine. I'll also put it into the cooler. But if it's a family of 4, in which case I would probably already take a larger cooler, but I don't even have 4 banana cases. And anyhow, 4 banana cases would take up a lot of space. So what I'd usually do is I'd pack the bananas on top and try to keep Nina's hands out of the cooler. Next tip. Now, one way to stay healthy on the go is to keep yourself hydrated. I mention this frequently as well. I always keep a water bottle with me, so whether I'm home, whether I'm out and about, my water bottle helps to keep me hydrated and aware of how much water I am drinking, because it's easy to think that you've had enough water throughout the day, but this thing makes me super aware, and you should really carry it with you everywhere you go. Now, the next step, of course, it's unrealistic to think that although you're carrying snacks with you, if you're going to be out for the day, you're not going to eat out. I mean, this is not realistic at all. Sometimes we're out from, let's say, 8 a.m. in the morning till 6 p.m. at night. And unless it's not the throes of summer and we can pack a fully fledged picnic and go somewhere in the breezy shade to eat, thinking that we're not eating out is really unrealistic. So instead of trying to avoid eating out, instead we like to plan for it. So have a look at your plan. And if you see that you will not manage to make it out for a full day without having a lunch out of the home, or it's impossible to come back home, it doesn't make sense to eat lunch and go back out again, what I would like you to do is think up a few places which are close to where you're going to be, which serve a couple of healthy items on the menu. So I usually try and think of places that serve fresh salads, maybe some nice pastas for the kids, maybe some nice homemade pasta, but just not to leave it till the last minute, because if you're in the car and you're hungry and it's way past lunchtime, like 2 p.m., your snacks have run out and you need a nice plate of food, what you'll probably end up doing is just driving and stopping at the first place that you see. And in all probability, like 7 out of 10 places, let's face it, are not exactly the healthiest around. So if you just plan to eat out, you will surely make a better decision. Now, I've shared all of my tips, so very quickly, the benefits of taking snacks with you outside of the home so you can eat healthily. Now, there's the obvious one. I'm not an expert here, but of course, nutrition plays a great part in this because you know exactly what you're eating, but we leave that up to the experts. You don't get overly hungry, and of course, then you won't get extra tired or you won't get snappy, because some people do tend to get a bit snappy when they're hungry, which is why I carry food around with me all the time. And I feel that the biggest benefit of snacking when you're outside and packing a lunch or snacks is that you're setting an example for your kids. Now, I know that we all tell our kids that it's important to eat healthy, we speak to them about healthy food choices and doing this and not that, but also as well, we all know that kids learn by example and not really by listening to us tell them all these very real and very true facts. So if your kids grow up watching mom and dad taking healthy snacks with them when they're outside and snacking on fruit and nuts and healthy homemade cookies and the like, they're sure to grow up and of course follow in your footsteps. Now, I don't know if you have any questions on this topic, but I'm just going to have a look as well, again in the comments here, and I'll check out if say hello as well, and I'll see if there are any questions. Okay. So I can see that Amanda's watching as well. Hello, dear. I know you're here most of the time. Hello, Tony. So Daniela says, hello, I used to prepare for kids only. However, I learned to respect myself, so I now prepare for myself too. Mummies are important too. And that is the perfect mind frame to have. So Daniela, you've really hit the nail on the head. And the Vichka's waving. Thank you, Terry, for pasting the link for the quick and healthy snack ideas. Awesome. And yes, I also asked you what you're doing right now. And Sarah is cooking. Daniela's cooking as well, and Tony's cooking. Hi, Erica. Annie's folding laundry. And Susan, I think, is the luckiest one of us all. She's enjoying peace and quiet while hubby's still at work and little one is asleep. Good on you, mama. And Annabelle says, yes, I do carry a filled cooler for the little one, but older kids usually, I like to have a bottle of water. For me, just a yes bar, which might add, I also love myself, or mixed nuts, a box of mixed nuts and water. We always go for a coffee or a pizza if I do late evening shopping, so no need to carry food for us. Yes, I also agree that you should plan for one meal if you're outside of the home for a long time, and balance is key, so why not have a pizza? Well, it's not like we're having pizza every day, are we? So yes, just have what you feel like and then try to balance and have something healthier the next day. So why not? I love my pizzas as well, might I add. So, Maria Pia says, unpacking groceries, cooking, and arranging flowers in a vase. Ooh, I love fresh flowers as well. And Chana says, my son is sleeping in the car before going in for a swimming lesson, and you're getting me hungry talking about snacks, and no snacks for me. Well, hopefully I'm inspiring you to pack something for the next time around. And mentioning swimming lessons, my daughter Nina and my son Yannick are both at their swimming lessons right now as well with Neil, which is why it's pretty quiet around the house over here. And Leanne says, I'm cooking and watching you, and I prepare snacks for my son and a bottle of water for me. So you're halfway there, Mama. Just something more for you. And Charlotte says, you're my study break. Oh, awesome. High five, girl. Good luck. Amanda says, just arrived home in time to see you live. Clearing up and playing with the little one while watching you. Thanks for the info. You're also welcome, dear. And Sarah's saying that Navigate have lovely designs. I'll have to check these out myself. And they currently have offers on together with Thermos. Interesting. Hi Marika and Sarah and Marthez and Sarah, Maria, Claudia. So, I don't think there are any more questions, but if there are, and even if you're not watching live, just leave the questions down here in the comments box and I'll make sure to get back to you after the live. Now, something which is completely unrelated to this week's live. Last week, I asked all you ladies what topics you'd like me to cover here in my live sessions. And I got quite a bit of answers, but by far, the most popular was self-care. So this topic was so much requested that next week, in fact, I've got a blog post which is all about self-care. So watch out for it on Friday. And if you're not yet subscribed, do go to my blog and subscribe so you can get my weekly email. And also, excuse me, relevant to the blog post, my live is also about self-care. So if there's any other topic which interests you, I do suggest that you get in touch with me. I will always try and cover topics that interest most of you because, of course, these lives are for you busy mamas out there. I love doing them and I love delivering content to you every week. So thank you for watching with me. It's been so lovely to be back here again today, and I'll see you next week, same time and same place. Take care, mamas. Bye-bye.